Hi guys, thank you so much for staying tuned to my channel. I actually started a series on the lessons that I've learned as a salesperson in the years that I've actually been working. I believe if you have been following this story thus far, you would have actually learned one or two things that would actually be applicable in your own life experiences. So if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly hit the subscribe button as we'll be sharing lots of useful tips that can actually help you to move forward in your sales journey or as a business owner. So today I'm going to continue in that trajectory of the things that I've actually learned as a salesperson. One of the lessons that I've also learned in the recent years is something that our boss taught us when I started my job as a salesperson. My boss used to believe at that time was that sales is a science and not an art. So some people believe that sales is an art, meaning that not everyone can actually sell. Some people believe that you actually have to be gifted to be able to sell. But my boss at that time believed that anyone could actually get into the sales job and do well at it. And that was one of the things that he actually pushed us to actually do. Because he felt that if sales was a science, it meant that he had a process, he had a system, and there were things that you needed to learn to be able to effectively sell. And one of the things that our boss taught us at that time was the impact of face-to-face customer meetings. So this is something that a lot of you might have actually heard of before. But one of the things that I learned personally is how that actually helps you to be able to cover more ground and to be able to sell a lot of your products to your customers. So at that time, one of the things that my boss tasked each and every one of us with was to actually go out every day and see at least 5 customers. So we were selling to mostly hospitals and diagnosis centers. So our boss actually tasked us to actually visit at least 5 of those hospitals every day to be able to introduce ourselves and uncover new opportunities that we can sell to the customers. This was actually very hectic because we actually had to also do some administrative work. But I understood what my boss was trying to do. We wanted to make sure that as an organization, we were able to cover a lot of ground and give no room to the competition. Most of the customers that I had at that time, one of the things that I realized was that if I called them up to actually speak to them on the phone, I realized that the impact of that conversation was always very low, meaning that I don't usually get a lot from those conversations because a lot of them were very busy in the hospitals and they had little or no time to engage in lengthy conversations on the phone. But I realized that anytime I go there to see them and we had the opportunity to sit down and have a chat, I usually uncover a lot more opportunities and I have more things to sell to them. And this was just one of the many examples of the customers that I was actually selling to. So I realized that face-to-face customer meetings is one of the ingredients that actually helped us to be able to sell a lot as an organization. And that's something that you might also need to sit down and uncover. What kind of product or service are you rendering? Do you need to go out more to look for the customers that you are actually supposed to be selling to and visit them where they are? Schedule meetings to meet with them so that you can actually read their body language and uncover more needs. Because the truth is that when you meet a customer face to face, the customer actually says a lot more to you and there are things you actually uncover even from an unofficial point of view or from a casual point of view, from even just having a normal conversation. There are things that the customer will say to you that you might not be able to actually get when they speak to you on the phone. So face-to-face customer meetings are proven to be very effective. So some of the things that he actually did for me was that he helped me to be able to uncover a lot more opportunities. So rather than the customer talking to me about one opportunity, when I speak to the customer face to face, I realize that there are a lot more things that I can actually sell to them beyond the things that they think they need. Because when you are in their vicinity, you are able to identify some things that they might actually need. If they're actually buying from other suppliers, you might be able to swap them to your own product. So those are some of the things that he actually did for me. The other thing that he also did was that he also helped me to be able to get a lot more referrals from customers. Because when I was seeing customers face to face, I was able to build better rapport with them. And by so doing, anytime I asked them for referrals, it was easy for them to give me referrals because they've actually been able to build trust with me. And this was actually very important in being able to scale up and sell to a lot more people. So face-to-face customer meeting had proven to be very useful and is still very useful for my engagement as a salesperson. So if you're actually running a business and you've actually not thought about this, this is something that I would like you to give a try. Try as much as possible to schedule physical meetings with your customers and see how that would actually change the game for you. So if the thing that I've actually shared today has actually been very useful to you and you'd like to get more sales tips from us, and you are yet to subscribe to our channel, kindly go ahead to do so. And also share your comments in the section below if there are any questions that you have or you have any concerns. Thank you so much for staying tuned to today's video. See you next time.